Guys, this is the second part of my tutorial where I'll be showing you how to flash BMM 0.3.4 on the IC base on the mobile device. So first of all, on the mobile phone, this is actually Galaxy S4 phone from which I'm recording. So the video recording quality is not gonna be that good. So what you're gonna do is that after focus here, yeah. After turning on the phone and connecting it via the data cable, go to system settings and go to developer options. After that, enable USB mass storage mode option. This is the topmost USB mass storage mode option. Okay. In the topmost corner, USB debugging connected will come or notification will come. After that, go to security. Under security, browse to unknown sources. It is a must, because if you don't click it, basically Android will reject any application which ADB tries to install on it, because that particular application has not come directly from the Play Store. So you have to select unknown sources so that the super user APK, which is not from the Play Store actually, and it will be pushed via the PC application, ADB PC application, and you have to, for that you have to select the unknown sources option. Okay, go to back and recheck the setting one again just to be sure everything is alright. Developer options, USB debugging is connected, and on security section, under that, yeah, see, unknown sources is ticked. Yeah, back, alright. Now just plug the device once just to refresh it. Yeah, connecting as media device, and after that, yeah, see, USB debugging is connected. Okay, now comes the routing part. Download the application which I have uploaded, that new root and root 4.4 0.4 ICS, and via WinRAR or any other compression application, unrar it. Okay, now go to the application. Here you have to just click to root. Don't right click it and go press run as administrator, because it may create some problems. Just double click it and then run. Yeah, the process has begun. Yeah, daemon was not there. It has restarted the daemon services and restarting the device. The device will get restarted right now. Yeah, the device is restarted. As you can see, this process will continue for at least 3 times before all the routing files has been installed on the system. So just the first time, as you can see on the desktop, see, it's coming restarting device. So this process will continue for the next 3 cycles. I actually don't have a professional handy cam, so I'm using my Galaxy S4 phone camera. It's 13 MP camera, but still it does the job pretty decently. This is the second restart. You see, the phone is restarting again. Yeah, now routing is completed. As you can see on the desktop, yeah, see, you are rooted. You're restarting device and press any key to continue. Just press any key, press the enter key, and it's gone. Now you can delete this complete setup. Okay guys, now for a very important thing, as you are all aware of the fact that Motorola 8Trix2 system partition is only of 477 MB. I'm just going to open the picture. I have taken a screenshot from disk info. So it is right click. Yeah, see, as you can see, this is the actual snapshot via the software disk info of the entire Motorola 8Trix2's internal partition. So as you can see, the system partition is only of 477 MB. The cache partition is of 242 MB, and the data partition, which is pretty big, and this partition is used to store all the other systems like system 3, 4, 5 and 6. But system 1 and 2 are generic partitions. System 1 actually uses the system partition, which is 477 MB, and system 2 partition, which you generally activate, it uses the cache partition as system, and the webtop as data, and CD-ROM as cache partition for system 2, I think. And okay, so what you're going to do is, now you have to be careful and always remember that whenever you install any kind of ROMs on system 1, this should not exceed this 477 MB limit. I mean to say that the ROM, take for example Cyanogen Mod 11 plus Google Apps plus if you flash JBX kernel, it should not surpass more than 460 MB, because there should be at least 10 MB, or on the safe side, say for example 15 MB space left, the space should be left on system, so that BMM can roll back. What happens is, actually after you install BMM on system 1 on the stock ICS like I did, BMM actually installs on system 1, and when you format the system 1 partition, BMM constraints temporarily copy themselves to the RAM, and when you finish formatting the system 1 and installing the ROM, BMM automatically copies back all the required files of it which were temporarily stored in the RAM to the system partition. So to restore the BMM on the system, you need at least 10 MB, just to be on the safe side. Do not let it cross above 460 MB. So I think okay, right now close. Okay, right, just now I'm going to give you a small example. Take for the example of Cyanogen Mod 11. It is the latest version actually. 3rd December it has been, 3rd January 2014 it has been uploaded. Always do this thing before flashing in system 1. Extract files. Okay, the desktop I am extracting. Yeah, see the size. See, as you can see, the size is 316 MB, so that is pretty decent actually. And before that, on the earlier posts I mentioned that you have to flash Google Apps Core, which is of 16 MB but lacks the most important Google features like the Google Launcher or the new Google Camera and stuff like them. Okay, so what I experimented is that I pulled the Google Apps Standard Edition from the Android file host directory, and see, this is the Google Apps Standard 75 MB, and this, I think, yeah, standard, its size is 75.5 MB, as you can see. So I'm going to extract it in the directory of the CM11. All these things will go in the system partition actually. Okay, yes to all. Okay, now again I'm going to recheck the size. Now see, here the maximum system limitation for system 1 was, partition limit for system 1 was, as you can say, was 477 MB, but right now here it is only 429 MB on size, and on my hard disk it is actually taking some extra 3 MB. I don't know why it is, but the actual system partition which will get installed, it will be of 429 MB, so there will be pretty decent space left. So always do this thing whenever, say take for example MyUI. But I'm gonna suggest you that if you want to install MyUI, do it on a system 3 partition, because the latest MyUI, which jumped from version 3 to version 4, it actually takes 600 MB plus system data, system space if you want to install, and adding that the Google Apps, MyUI Android Google Apps, it almost goes to around 600 MB. So in no way you can install that new MyUI V5 version 4.x.x version on system 1. So I would recommend that on system 1 you only install the AOSP or CM11, AOSP based CM11, Slimcat or any other kind of ROMs, but be sure to perform this step before installing, because otherwise you will get a boot loop. If there is no space left for BMM to force restore back on the system 1 partition, you will always get a boot loop, and again you have to FXZ back. And the one note I want to tell you that if you flash JBX kernel, do not flash the 1080p and 720p support, because recently I have tried that thing and I have tried recording with that feature, the Motorola X camera and the stock camera. Both of them screwed the camera so badly that I tried reinstalling CM11 by formatting the system. I tried MyUI, I tried Slimcat, nothing could access the camera. I think there was some autofocus lens adjustment error was there, so I had to FXZ back to ICS here base, and then only the camera was accessible. So if you want to flash JBX 2.0 kernel, which is for 4.4.1 as of the latest, while I'm making this video, do not tick mark on the aroma selection option that install 117TP 1080p support. Others are working just fine. So right now I'm gonna show you the actual BMM setup and how to set up the system 1 partition and other partitions on the mobile phone. Okay guys, now I will show you how to install BMM 0.3.4 on the device itself. Start menu. Okay, just see, while I rooted the device, this super user APK should be present. This super user APK should be present. Back, just go to the file manager, files, and SD card. I made a BMM folder. Actually I downloaded the BMM application. If you want, you can install from directly, pull it from the Play Store itself, because you have to sign, you have to again turn on the internet connection. I didn't have actually 3G connection, so my Wi-Fi was also not working. So what I did was I just pulled the BMM APK actually from the Play Store itself by using the CRX extension of Chrome, and here is the BMM application. Install. Done. Okay, now you have to allow the BMM for super user permissions and install. Now the OK menu comes. Go directly to rebooter, reboot. Okay, BMM started right now. Okay, here you can go to settings and activate system 2, but right now, as of 2014, there is not a single ROM available on the latest version which supports installation on system 2. Only the Numa 3.0 I think will get installed on system 2. Other than that, there are some due to memory related restrictions, you cannot install any kind of ROM on system 2. So I would just recommend that you left the system 2 partition as it is. You can go to this settings option and go to system 2 and activate it, but I would just recommend it you leave it aside. So I would just go to directly to recovery, and we are gonna use the system 1 partition, system 3, 4, 5, 6 partition for ROM installation. Okay, so right now what you're gonna do is that system keeper, not here, go to firmware flashing option and back up the CID, because this is pretty important, because if by chance, it doesn't happen generally, but if by chance your CID gets deleted, it will be very essential you to restore the CID, because without the CID, without the carrier ID, I think most of the MyUI ROMs may not work. So just have to back up CID. I already did that thing, backup CID, just to do it once. Okay, back. Now go to mounts and format. Here I just zoom in on it a bit. Go to mounts and format, and after that go to format system. Yes, it's formatting the system right now. Yeah, similarly format the data partition. It doesn't actually format the partition because of it is the locked bootloader. It generally it just wipes the system partition and data partition. It doesn't format actually. There's a difference between wiping and formatting. Okay, after that wipe, clean, go to wipe factory reset. Process is complete. Again wipe clean, wipe cache, again wipe clean, wipe Dalvik cache, and wipe clean. Battery, it is not necessary, as I have formatted the system partition. It is not generally required, but just to show you guys I did this. Now go to install from zip package. Install from zip, install for the first selection, install zip from storage, and after that go to BMM. I have actually put all the files of my ROMs and all in the BMM folder, just to be on the safe side. BMM, press the power button to select, and scroll to the particular ROM using the volume up and down key. So I will be installing the CM11. This is the CM11 unofficial, and again press the power button to select, and then yes, see, it has started. Now it takes some time to install. Now one thing to remember, ICS CR8 base is pretty stable version, and if you can use JBLeak 3, but I don't know for what, maybe there are some issues with that. It generally sometimes it just boot loops. Even if you switch off the phone for some time, then also it boot loops. It just boot loops in random manner. I mean, you cannot guarantee just boot into any kind of system. Out of nowhere it can boot loop just, and this problem is not actually present in ICS CR8 base. I don't know why, but this problem is actually not present. And another thing I saw, if you install MyUI v5 on the basing on JBLeak 3, it creates one hell of a problem for MyUI. I don't know why is this happening. Many people are suggesting that we have to put the InterActiveX kernel. MyUI just hangs, the whole ROM gets hanged. I don't know why, but it was true on JBLeak 3, but while I switched to ICS, now I didn't have to set to the InterActiveX governor mode, or I just used it plainly, complete plainly, and there was no problems. And it is installing. remember that this ROM I'm installing right now on system 1 partition. As I have shown you, the 477 MB minus 430 MB. So right now there will be 40 MB plus space left, extra 40 MB space left on system 1 partition, which is pretty good. So okay, install finished. Again go to install zip BMM, and right now I'll be flashing the not the Google Apps core version, which is of 16 MB, but the Google Apps standard version, which contains basically contains the more Google Apps. Google Apps standard 4.4.2 edition. It is actually 75 MB. Yes, right now it is flashing. Yeah. Yeah, flashing is finished. Now back, there one important step to notice. See, just zoom it. See, installing BMM to main system, force mode. Now say for example there is no space left on your system and this message will still come, but the catch is that when you go to reboot option and press the reboot, now if I press the reboot, it will directly go to it will just directly reboot. But on the other hand, suppose BMM was not able to restore fully or completely to the system 1 partition, what it will do is that there a new window will come, goodbye BMM, something wrong has happened. One message will come with something wrong has happened, BMM will not be available on the next boot, and goodbye BMM. So immediately what you're going to do is that you have to go to back and immediately format the system partition, whatever system partition you want, and you can do the two things: reinstall the ROM again, just without the Google Apps or anything, just install the Cyanogen mode ROM on system 1 partition, and from system keeper, basically from the system keeper, install BMM main system. And so this option for install BMM main system will only be available on system 1. Okay, but if you switch to system 3 partition, the option will come remove BMM from main system. So if anytime this BMM goodbye BMM comes, you immediately have to go to the system keeper option. Just first you have to, from mounts and format the system partition, because you have to wipe the system partition actually to create space, and after installing the ROM it will automatically restore back. But on the safe side, install BMM main system. You have to do that, otherwise if you just lose the BMM, you will have to painstakingly go again through the whole process. I mean to say that you have to just do the FXZ thing right from the scratch. So I'm just right now I'm gonna go to reboot options and reboot. See, BMM good option will come and it has rebooted. Okay, see, the white button will go right now. Yeah, the white button will go and the screen will come. This is a typical sign that booting has been successful. But along with the white light, if the green light also goes, that means at the first time, that means booting has failed. See, Cyanogen mod. Now this ROM is present on system 1. One thing I want to tell you, do not install the BMM application on Cyanogen mod 11. Right now, as of the date while I am making the video, CM11 actually does not support the BMM application. I tried installing and I screwed my device couple of times. What wrong with the thing is that I think the BusyBox version is not the same or not compatible with BMM version. So whatever, if you try to install the BMM version on CM11, so what happens will the installation will fail, and the BMM app or the BMM APK will itself uninstall all the BMM files, related files, which is required for hijacking the boot process. So even if you reinstall the BMM somehow, the manager application will open, but you will completely lose the BMM settings, and the BMM that exact boot menu will never come. That green Android thing, which with the roller wheels, it will never come. So remember not to install at any time that BMM application on Cyanogen Mod 11 or for the sake or any other kit 4.4.2 devices. I don't know about any other 4.4.2, but right now I'm using CM11 and it is not the BMM application is not compatible as of January 2014. So it is booting right now. Yeah. The main focus of this making of this video is actually to tell the users how to install the Cyanogen Mod ROM 11 on System 1, because System 1 is usually pretty much left with the JB League 3 or ICS version, which is completely outdated right now. So to utilize this unused 477 MB system data, yeah, it has boot. You can install this on the System 1 partition. And since I am from India, I'm gonna select English India and go to next, skip. Okay, set up Google, I'll do it later. No, not now. The Google Apps. Okay, I've actually activated the Wi-Fi network location find detection, agree, yes, and just it's completely white. Actually the whole screen is completely white, so nothing is coming. So I turned off the GPS satellites. Next, finish. See, now CM11 has booted. Yeah, now as you can see, CM11 has booted completely. And you can find all these applications. Now why this present? Yeah, see, this whole thing came right now. Okay, as you can see guys, you have got the ROM booted. So one thing I noticed, that if you install that Google Apps standard version, you get the original Google Home launcher, not the launcher 3, which is of I think Cyanogen mod by default, and it is pretty much buggy. I mean to say that if what happens is that in the launcher 3 application on the Play Store, if you go for remove after a certain reboot, that cross sign automatically vanishes. I think it's a bug related to CM11. On the top hand side there is the cross coming, on the remove it vanishes after a reboot, but on the Google Home launcher it is present. So, and you can find some extra KitKat related wallpapers here, KitKat specific wallpapers. These wallpapers were not present before. See, these wallpapers were not present before, but very nice wallpaper actually. See, these wallpapers were not present before. Okay, so right now I am going to show you how to install MyUI on System 3 partition. So I just reboot. Okay, suppose if anything happens or your phone freezes, just hold the two volume keys, volume up, one volume down, and keep pressing the power. It is force restart, not hard reset. It is just force restart. In JB League 3 you just have to hold the volume down button, sorry, power button, and now go to settings. First you have to set up the system 3 partition. So now go to settings, don't go to system 2, go to system 3, partition setup, system.img, create. I'm gonna give on the safe hand side, I'm gonna attribute 800 MB because it is generally required nowadays. I don't know why my UI just got a bumped up on the size. Actually 800 MB system partition. After that, data partition will be create. Data partition you can give 1 GB, just should be sufficient, and cache partition is create 300 MB. Okay. Now on the main thing you have to go to recovery. Now here an option comes. Actually the cache partition for system 1 is also emulated, because the original cache partition, which is of 242 MB, it will be used on system 2 partition. So since system 1 partition and CM11 also needs a cache partition, a emulated cache will get created. So we have to switch system, go to system 3. You can see the color has changed completely. Now go to again continue the process as you have done before. Format system, yes, format data, format cache, go back. After that wipe and clean, wipe data, factory reset. After that wipe and clean, wipe cache. Do all the 4 stuff. It is particularly neat actually for doing. Wipe Dalvik cache and wipe battery start. The last 2 are not needed as these 2 files reside on the system partition. So if you format the system partition, that wipe Dalvik and that battery automatically gets deleted. So now we will install the MyUI ROM. Install zip. Be sure to switch the system. The color will change to yellow for the system 3 partition. Install zip from storage. Again go to BMM. Press the power button to select, and now you're going to select BUI MIUI M865 Santogen 4.1.3. Now the 4.1.3 is not Jelly Bean. 4.1.3 is the version of MyUI. So we just jumped actually from 3.7.3 to something version, X.X version was the last, and now the version is 4.x.x, and the 4.2 means Jelly Bean 4.2. So press yes. Yeah, now the formatting has begun. It takes time actually. One more thing, you can install the BMM APK on system 3 partition, but I would recommend that once you install the BMM on the ICS CR8 base, you do not have to reinstall the BMM application, because for example in any case on any system 3 part, say for example on any system, if by chance BMM application from the APK installation fails, the whole BMM booting facility and the hijack of the boot process all will get destroyed. So I recommend that you don't have to install that BMM APK in every system. For CM11 it's for sure, but MyUI it still does the job, but somehow if anything happens, if anything goes wrong, you will lose your entire system partition. You have to go FXZ back and start the whole process from scratch. So I would recommend that don't install the BMM APK installation. Just once install it on the main stock ROM after the root, then leave it. I'm also actually flashing the MyUI latest version for the first time, so I will have to see what are the new things that they have added. So it has, I think the last MyUI what to fit on the system 1 partition, but the new MyUI v5 which is from the last Friday, prior to January 2014, this won't fit anyhow on system 1 partition. Be sure not to install MyUI v5 on system 1 partition, it won't fit. You will always have to install that MyUI v5 on system 3 partition, since MyUI v5 takes more than 600 MB plus system data, and for creation of the system 3 partition you have to allocate 800 MB or more system size to the system.img partition. The installation is completed. Now we're going to install the Google Apps, okay, BMM. See one thing, an option came removing BMM from non-main system. So as I told you, non-main system means now the BMM files reside on the system 3 partition, of course the data partition, but it is emulated as system 3 partition. And now you again go to BMM. Now you have to flash the MyUI Android Google Apps 4.2.2 small signed.google.8012.zip. It is specifically built for MyUI v5 ROMs. This Google App, small Google App package. Yeah. As you can see, myuiandroid.com, Google Apps 4.2.2. Okay. Removing BMM from non-main system. Okay, the main menu comes. Now you just have to, now don't go to system keeper and remove BMM from main system on that instant. Otherwise what will happen is that, I will just let you know, 1 minute, reboot option and then reboot. Let it reboot once. Yeah, right now see, otherwise if you just instantly from the first installation of any ROM on system 3, it will remove the BMM from the main system. And if you try to, from the system keeper, if you just switch the system to system 1 and if you just go to system 1 and install the BMM on main system, this system 3 writing will not change. We will have to at least restart the thing at least once for this 10.1.3 edition to come. Otherwise this will remain system 2. Now you can go to recovery. Now you can go to recovery and system keeper on system 1. Go to system keeper and install BMM. Do this thing, install BMM main system. See, install BMM to main system. Always install the BMM on main system. It is important, because God forbid if you just wipe the data partition, it will not restore back to system partition, because all the constants will get deleted. Actually I haven't tested it, but on the safe side, the BMM constraint files is located on the RAM actually, but just to be sure, on the safe side, just force restore back the BMM files to the main system. Now reboot once again. See, now it is booting. Yeah, press the green Android and go for 10.1.3 edition. Click it. See, the green, but the white light comes. If the white light and the green light together itself goes, that means booting has failed. While the green light stays on, if the white light goes down, that means booting is successful. And this is pretty much the phenomenon for ICS only. Jelly Bean League 3 is completely different. I will never use JB Leak 3 because it just boot loops on random manners. This green light will go after certain time. It takes minimum of 1 minute. Now install the Google Apps MyUI. Just download the Google Apps for MyUI from myuiandroid.com. Just do a Google search, because if you install the traditional Google Apps, so I'll just show you what happens. It's booting actually. I think here something went wrong actually. So what you're gonna do is that you have to force restart it. So you're gonna do is that hold both this power button plus volume button, volume up plus volume down button, and as well as power button on ICS base. On JB Leak 3 base, you just have to hold the power button actually. So right now I'm gonna force restart it. I've restarted it, force restarted it. So right now, as you can see, it happens. It is a common thing. So just press the button actually and go to recovery. Blue light came just now. If any this thing happened actually I'm grateful that this thing problem happened. Actually I can show you actually. Okay, you have to reboot options, just power off the phone for 1 minute, that's it. Okay, I've just waited for 1 minute actually. So right now I'm going to restart the phone, not restart, power on the phone, and yeah, just wait for 1 minute. Okay, see now. Okay. White light button should go, white light bottom, this light should go before the green button, sorry, the green light. Yeah, my UI is booted right now. Let's see. I think this time it will work perfectly. Yeah, see the green light button, this green light has gone right now. It means the booting is successful right now. If any kind of thing, this kind of thing happens, or the ROM actually continuously boot loops, just what you have to do, go to the recovery option, reboot, and just power off the phone for 1 minute. That's it. Your phone will actually start working again completely fine. But this thing is completely tested and approved on ICS base only. I don't know about the Jelly Bean Leak 3. This thing, the powering of the phone doesn't work in Jelly Bean Leak 3. Even if you power off the phone in Jelly Bean Leak 3, it just boot loops in a random manner. But if you're doing this once after installing a ROM, it will never again boot loop. But even if it does, just switch off the phone for 1 minute, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, see, now it is booted. This white color is actually not coming on my S4 camera. Don't know why. So right now I will not be able to show you. Okay, so the main point I was telling is that if you flash the regular Google Apps 4.2.2, this setup will not come. The regular setup which comes on CyanogenMod 11 or CyanogenMod 10, as you have seen, or setting up the Wi-Fi and all, that setup will come. I don't know, because of something, some login.apk service or maybe, but just do a Google search for MyUI Android Google Apps 4.2.2 and download this MyUI, only made for this MyUI ROMs only, MyUI v5 ROMs only, and see how it is booted. English. Next. I will do all the setups later. Skip this. I cannot show you because the screen is coming all white. Skip this step. Confirm. Setup later. Data disabled. Next. Next. Agree. Start my. Okay. See. Now the MyUI ROM has booted completely. It has booted. Finished the booting. Now if I want to go back to, now everything is working perfectly in the MyUI ROM. So if you want to go to CM11, I basically prefer the CM11 ROM because of its speed. And if you want to enable art on CM11, do so. Do enable CM art on CM11 before installing any kind of ROM from System 3, because I don't know, it just can wipe out the entire data partition. I don't know. Actually, somebody should test it and report. I actually haven't done it. I actually prefer the Dalvik actually, because right now art is highly experimental and it closes on some applications.